And then that's the time that I was unconsciously already making songs about life, about my past, about the things that I've gone through in life. And then it just came right away that it's a calling from God. Play music has been a very long journey for me before nagkadto ko sa amuning genre sa music. I grew up listening to Backstreet Boys, kay may magulang nga ba so she really influenced me to listen to this type of music. Like sa una mga boy bands, girl bands, and then getting into this music. I think I posted something on Facebook before about listening to Limp Bizkit. Nagdala si Uto lalin sa eskwelahan, dabali grade 6 ko to, grade 6, nagdala sa Limp Bizkit nga cassette, Chocolate Starfish album. And then matian ko, and then it's wala gito nagtatak sa akon because it's very loud and it's my first time listening to that type of music. So daw gin disregard, and then daw dito ko na wala man sa na turn off ko kay most don't get me wrong, but most of Limp Bizkit song damo gid profanity mo. So daw para sa akon daw ka satanic ni man, daw makakadto ko ni sa impyerno, magamatian ko. Syempre because being a Christian, daw gintakuan ko nga daw naanad ko sa mga music nga daw katsakto lang. And then came high school, dito na nag-start tanan. I started listening to Linkin Park, which really paved the way to the bands nga ginamatian ko subong. And then Blink-182, one of the biggest influence sa music, fashion, and music itself. So siguro I have equipped myself with all types of genre sa music. That's why I'm more open sa kung ano man klase music nga pamatian sa iban or ang ginapamatian ko subong. Siguro it's a combination of the type of music na nadakuan ko. Siguro I dreamed of being in a band, of course. When you're into that type of music, who wouldn't, diba? I think it's every person's dream who listens to this type of music, or even ano man, that you would form your own band, sing in front of crowd. And fortunately, I was able to do it. Siguro I think though nagtatak na sa mind ko that I really need to be in a band. I really need to create music. So partly, of course, wala ko mang ipanamdam nga mag-about gid sa subong status ng shoreball. It's just probably just like other people saying that just for fun and all of that, and but really taking it seriously, like right now, taking it as something as like the obra na sa ganit para sa amon. It's like I'm employed to this band. Siguro I never really dreamed. I dreamed, but not really foreseeing it to become a reality like this. So it's like a 50-50 situation. Well, of course, growing up from broken family, kasi mami lang gid ang isa nga nagpadako sa akon. She has really been a big influence when it comes to how I become a Christian and how I apply things right now through sa shoreball. Devoted si mami as a Christian. I think she's one of the person that I saw that her faith was never wavered regardless of sa nagkalatabo sa iya personally. I think there's a lot of emotions nga naagyan niya raising 2 kids without a father at a very late age. Mom was 43 when she gave birth sa akon, so I just can't imagine how hard it is for her to raise someone without the guidance of her parents, without someone to cling on because they transferred to Bacolod and duha man sila magutod. His brother was living in Antique, so daw lost gitsa, but mom's faith is as firm as a rock. Though I don't know, kung tanawa ko na sa unaya, she's a tough woman with a very strong conviction. May mga problema na yung mga gagmay. She doesn't waste any time. Diretso na luhod ya pangamuyo. And I think that really stuck into my mind, even though damadamo ko na agyan sang teenage years ko na nga daw nag-set off sa akon for in becoming a Christian. I think it's very healthy nga at a very young age daw gintamnan niya sa mind ko that there is God, there is this there's someone up there who looks after you. And I think that's one of the things that I'm very thankful of nga gin-introduce sa akon sang, of course, mom nagin-introduce siya sa akon, introducing me to the Lord, and just staying there in my mind for until now. I think it's living in this generation, you need to be more vigilant with what you stand for. As long as what you are doing is right and it goes in accordance to the will of God, I think there's nothing wrong about it. Because just like what our friend from Antipolo, Pastor Doy, told us before, that how will you take care of these Christians na kapareho mo? You have the same color, you have the same tattoos, may mga tattoos, they have plugs, they go to gigs, they skate, they do these things like that. Pastors wouldn't spend time. I'm not sure, I'm not saying exactly, but I think pastors who are in church or priest ngara mismo simbahan, they wouldn't spend time going to a gig and then preach about it. I think those kids would feel more uncomfortable seeing someone in uniform, seeing someone who holds a Bible in front of them and preaches something nga sila mismo makambal nga nagyan nila. Have they been through this type of things in life nga nagyan ta subong nga makambal sila mo na? That's why we are here to introduce Christianity in a very let's say in a very different manner, because it has to be brought out there that there are Christians like us. There are Christians who are devoted into this type of music. There are Christians who are willing to reach out to kids who are like them as well. Because I think that's the easiest way. That's the easiest route you can get in reaching out to these kids. Kay masapo sa ilam, like for example, like us, we're playing this heavy music, and then there is this kid who is lost with his faith, and then goes to a gig which he or she finds comfort because aradang friends siya, they drink, they smoke, and then suddenly pops out a band that is a Christian band, and then dumakambal sa nga, oh, there's pwede gali ka magamon. We're not competing, we're not bringing out the wrong concept about the Lord. We're bringing out the same message, just on a different venue, different type of missionary work. It's safer to say that we don't entertain what's the outside feedback. We're more focused on winning souls. We're more focused on our mission as Christians, and I think that's the only thing that you need to worry. You need to worry more about how you brought out the message, kung paano mo pagwaw na message ang Ginoo in a crowd like that. To set an example nga, to make the church be a fun place, not a place wherein dapat hipos kita, di ka dapat karon naman niya mo to. It's not like that. How I see it in other churches, youth ang nagadala, which is amog na, just like that's the only way for you to win souls, for you to go out on the streets and out mo ng mga kabataan nga ara sa simbahan nyo, ipa-invite nyo, let those kids experience ang kung ano ang vibe sa simbahan nyo. Don't give them the vibe nga ara gid sila. Of course, they're in a church. Everyone knows what you should do inside the church. Hindi nga pag-abot simbahan daw dapat okay tadong gitanan, hipos gitanan. It's not like that. Because God did not push himself to these people. That's how I see it. How they project God is like he's a very serious person nga gamay lang sa kilaptan kadayon. He is not a fun person to be with. I really doubt that his disciples would stick with him kung tama sa ka-stricto nga hindi ka pwede kagwaan na ni oras, hindi ka pwede ka maniyan mo to. I don't think how they introduce God to people, they introduce him in a way nga tama sa iya ka-stricto. Or I mean how they introduce Jesus, no tama sa iya ka-stricto. Wherein how I see it, it's not. I think he's a very fun person to be with. He jokes around with others, plays with everyone, and then I think that's I think that's what we really need to do. I mean, not us, but I mean those people who's really going to church. I think that's the vibe that they need to feel, not to preach every Sunday about okay, this is the tithes, okay, alam mo tanda para sa beautification naman eh. So yeah, batikuson tani karon. Ako lang na yung opinion, guys. Actually, being on a three bands is not really easy to deal with, especially if you are working with different types of people. With work, I just see to it that I do my task sa obra mismo. Work is work. That's how I think that's how we live this life wherein we're still pursuing music because dira tagakwa sa aton nga bread and butter. We need money no matter how we deny it. People need that to continue living. And I guess it's just a matter of commitment. When you're committed over something, you would really find time doing it. Just like Rico Blanco's song, pag gusto may paraan, pag ayaw may dahilan. When you're committed on something, you would find time, just like gitarista naman si JP and Paulo, they have kids. But they still have time, and we're not just doing gigs here in the city, we're going outside like Manila or Cebu. And others would say, lang kami na maganto, may kami ubra, I think it's just a matter of commitment. It's just a matter of really balancing everything, that you don't left anything behind. Self-fulfilling. I think it's really a goal that we really wanted to, especially with being a Christian band. We really need kinanglan kita mo nga mag-arada sa eksena nga mo na, because we can't stay on a small scene because the purpose is to spread the message of God. That's the main goal of the band, to spread His word through music. So how will you fulfill that? You need to fulfill that in achieving these goals, that you need to reach out into other scene. Kadto sa iban nga sa eksena, you put out the message of God on the least they expected. Since before, we really wanted to go to Manila and Cebu and just spread the gospel. And it's more how would you say this? It's beneficial in both parties, personal and in the band, because you are able to meet people. You are able to meet people who becomes your friends, eventually connections into another gig halain naman nga much bigger naman. Trying to put there na we're normal people, we're not rock stars, we're not hardcore, or we're not mga tao, we're just normal. It just happened that we are given this opportunity and we are able to grab it. I think that was after album launch. I don't know if I think it's safe to say nga nakita na kami nila, because kay kun wala kami nila nakita kag hindi nila kilala ang Sureball, I really doubt na picture sa akon. So there are people, and sometimes sa una daw ma-overwhelm ka. It's not really, mostly siguro every gig may ara ganaya, and then there are random random occasions nga ara sa SM. It's really overwhelming, and it's very nice that it's connected to us being Christians. I think it's just good that that people are not seeing us as just a band. People are seeing us as Christians. Kaya I think that's the most important thing.